Empowering people is scary. So let's assume for a second, and by the way, how many of you conceptually believe in the idea of empowerment? Conceptually, you think empowerment's a great idea. So let's put it into practice. Let's assume for the sake of this that you're the parents of a 10-year-old daughter. And tonight your 10-year-old daughter comes home to you and says, Mom, Dad, the 17-year-old boy down the street would like to know if I can go to the Hannah Montana concert with him in his new van. Now, do you still believe in empowerment? Absolutely not. By the way, please don't write on your evaluation. You know, you shouldn't have said that about 10-year-olds going out on a date. That's not what I'm saying. If it were my 10-year-old daughter, I'd be picking up the phone, calling the police and say, you know what, you get here quick, he might still be alive. So, no, absolutely not. Now, let's assume your 10-year-old daughter comes home tonight and says, Mom, Dad, my best friend from class who happens to live 3 doors down in our neighborhood would like to know if I can come to her house tonight. We're going to watch the SpongeBob SquarePants movie for the 1682nd time and order in pizza, vegetarian thin crust. Would you, after calling her parents, making sure everything is okay, that everything is on the up and up and what have you, would you allow your 10-year-old daughter to walk out of your house, take a right, and walk 3 doors down by herself? Some of you are thinking, well, it depends on the neighborhood. Some of you are thinking, well, I'd let her walk by herself, but I'd be on the porch watching. Or I'd be walking the dog in the median and around the way, just seeing. It doesn't matter. If you're that 10-year-old little girl and you're walking down the street 3 doors and nobody's there holding your hand, how do you feel? Empowered. You feel in control. And so there's the difference. So what has to happen to give people control? First thing, they have to have very clear knowledge and buy-in of the goals, the vision, the mission, and the values. Not just the goals and the mission and the vision, because that's about where you're going, but the values in how you get there. Because in today's world, how you get there is probably as important or more important than where you're going. They have to have very clear, you have to get it. Second, knowledge and skills. And as we heard already today around change, you can't have too much knowledge and skill. Just when you think that you've done enough communication, it's time to do more. You heard this morning, somebody said the example, you mean they changed something about Epic? They didn't even know. And you probably think, well, we did everything in the world. Just when you think you've done enough, you should do a little more. Now, some of you here, who are the communication people in the room? A couple of you that do communication for the organization. How often do things have to be told before people gets locked into their mind? Anyone know? A lot of the research I've read said that messages have to be received 7 to 9 times. 7 to 9 times before it starts to enter our consciousness. That's not locked into our mind, that's just entering our consciousness. So just when you think you're pretty sick and tired of it, do more. Do more. On the other hand, once you get it locked in, it never goes away. I'll prove it to you. I'll start this line, you finish it. 2 all beef patties. Aren't you embarrassed? I mean, really. Do you realize it's been well over 20 years since McDonald's used that commercial? Yet, even if you didn't know it, how many of you knew as soon as I said 2 all beef patties, you knew exactly what I was talking about? A couple of you, I know, you can even do the little dance that goes along with it, right? See, once it's locked in, it is locked in, but it has to be there enough. So, knowledge and skills, you can't do enough. Third thing they have to know where the boundaries are. They have to know where the boundaries are. Go here, go here. If it goes outside the boundaries, come back. You have to give them the boundaries. And the last thing is the trust and the freedom to fail. The trust and the freedom to fail. Think of the most important lessons you've ever learned in your life. How many of those came from mistakes? I mean, I can only think of one really important lesson I ever learned from somebody else's mistake. My brother's 6 years older than me. When he was 15 years old, he got caught sneaking out of the house one night to take my dad's pickup truck to go joyriding with his friends. I saw what happened to him. I learned from his mistakes, which is, of course, why I never got caught. You got to have all that. And see, too often, we haven't gotten real clear on what the boundaries are. Now, on the other hand, let's go back to your daughter. By the time she's 28, do you think she should be able to determine with the person she should go to a concert with? Some fathers said, no. Don't want her dating until she's 43. So that's how you give people control.